We have been in school for a few weeks. It's kind of hard to believe. And we are once again taking some time to look at the gradebook in Schoology. We know that this is the place that we are going to be showing learner progress. And we talked about lots of different ways that you could add grades in Schoology, but today we're just going to revisit one way, and that is a grading column. A grading column is used when you don't have an artifact that you're going to actually use within Schoology, and it's typically used when you are looking at one particular standard. The way that the way that you create a grading column is you go to your course and click Gradebook. To the right of the gradebook, there's a little plus sign. This will allow you to add a grading column. When you add a grading column, you're going to want to name it something that's helpful for you. And you don't add a due date when you have a grading column, but you definitely want to add a grading category because this is what you'll see in your gradebook so that it's easy to transfer to Skyward when you do the reporting. Here is multiplication and division. The scale is going to be the mastery scale. And the little bullseye under options is what is going to allow me to attach this assignment to a standard. So this is really important to do. We have custom learning objectives at Central. So after you click custom learning objectives, you're going to click school, and then the standards, and then math, and then in this case, I'm looking at grade 2. Scroll down to the category. There's multiplication, and then there's the standard. This looks like an awful lot of clicks because it is an awful lot of clicks, but it goes very quickly once you get started. After I highlight the standard, I'm going to click Add Learning Objective. Now, here's where you can either assign this to everybody, or you can assign it to one person, or you can assign it to a group of people. So for today's example, we could say I was working with Anne, Francis, and Amanda. Okay. So when I click create, you're going to notice that Barb, that area of the grading column is grayed out because it's not assigned to her. So it will not show up on her gradebook at all. Same thing with Andrea. Now Francis, I can mark how she did, and I could choose to leave a comment. I can choose to show it to families or not. You don't need to add comments, but do you notice if there is a comment, it shows up like a little comment, and you might be wondering, okay, now you have this one grade in there. What does that look like for families? If I click this little chart, okay, you're going to notice that here in the gradebook, multiplication and division, the name of what we did, the child has mastered it, and then the comment. Now, if you do not have the comment visible to families, it will not show up for families. It will show up for you. Okay. Families will also see this. You're going to notice that here's multiplication. We have the standard. This is the observation, and Francis's mother will see that, oh, or father making arrays, she mastered this. The view that you'll see that they will not see is this mastery view, which is really nice and helpful if you are looking to pull small groups to see how kids are doing. So here you can see that this is the standard. Okay. You can notice that we have one thing that kids have done, and you'll notice that obviously Francis has mastered it, Anne has gotten a competent score, Mandy has gotten developing. If I click on this, you would be able to see this is the overall, and then this is how they did. This is really nice because if you have a lot of assignments with this standard, you can see how the child has done, and you can say, oh, how can I arrange groups, or what do I need to do next? So that is actually just for teachers to see. So that is how you add a grading column. And I know that there's lots of ways that you can use it, and I'm sure that you will find many more than I could even imagine.